on, guys? So here's another video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the 5 things that I love about this car. Before we do that, I just want to mention real quickly my merch here. So I did work on a t-shirt. The t-shirt did not come out as how I expected, so I still have to dial that one in to get it looking right. But the hat's good. So if you'd like one of these hats, just message me on Instagram and I'll figure out a way to get you one and we'll get everything situated. So, but anyways, back to the video. So top 5 things that I love about this car. For my decisions for this, I chose things that came stock with the car because I felt like it would be cheating to like pick the things that I put on the car. So this just shows the things that I love about this actual car. So I guess we'll start pretty easy. Pretty simple, obvious, is looks. I absolutely love the way this car looks. Now, obviously I put wheels on it and lowered it and stuff like that, but from factory, the car just looks really awesome, and I really enjoy the size of the car. At first I was a little hesitant on driving a car this small, you know, but once you start driving it and everything, you really just begin to enjoy the size of the car. Although, you know, if you're moving stuff around or whatever, it does get annoying, but other than that, looks wise, I'm a big hatchback person, so checks all the boxes there. Alright, coming off of looks, because the size makes this happen, number 2 would be the handling on this car. So this is without the springs in it. I did put H&R Super Sport springs on, but even just like factory, just because of it weighs about 2,700 pounds, and obviously, like I just filmed it, it's really tiny. So it just, you hit a turn and it just dives in. It's literally like if you drove a go-kart or wanted to know what it was like to drive a go-kart on the street with a turbo. Alright, so the next one kind of comes in handy with, especially during these times where it's like with COVID pricing and everything, cars are kind of crazy. So I bought this car at the beginning of crazy COVID pricing, and it was somewhere in, like, I think it was like 16 or something like that. It was very affordable. So I was originally going to buy a Mark 7 GTI. I'm a big Volkswagen kid. Before this, I drove a Volkswagen Rabbit. Right here's the picture of it. So I drove a Volkswagen Rabbit for a really long time, 8 years. I never really thought I would drive anything other than a Volkswagen. But affordability and price and all those things put together, this car just knocks it out. It does everything in a very small package. It has the same amount of horsepower as a GTI, but it's much lighter. The interior isn't as like fancy and like leather and stuff like that as you'd have in a GTI, but if you want driving experience and all that stuff and just want something to mod, definitely highly recommend the Fiesta. So this depends on where you live, I guess, because where I live, I mean I go to a decent amount of shows since I've had this car, not a ton, but every time I go to a show, there's almost never a Fiesta. I guess when these first came out, nobody really liked the size, so they would just buy a Focus ST if they're going to buy an ST. But really, I think people are missing out, because if you want something that is fun to drive, this by far beats the ST. I've had so many people like that have driven this, that have driven the ST or the RS or whatever, and it's just way better. So, which gets to my point, it's just very unique. So you don't see these a ton, at least not in my area, at car shows. It's usually the ST or the RS Focus. So it's kind of nice to have something that there's not a ton out there. Like when I had my Rabbit previously, I was 99% of the time I was the only one there. So it kind of helps me continue the unique car whenever I go somewhere. Alright, for the last one, number 5, we're going to go ahead and jump in the car. So we're in the car, show my very last thing, which is Apple CarPlay. So the big thing that I enjoy about this, because my previous car wasn't terrible, but it definitely was lacking in amenities when it comes to this. So CarPlay, if you've never had it, just essentially makes your screen an iPhone. So you got all your apps and stuff on here. You can scroll through and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. I really like it a lot, and I don't think that I could go without CarPlay and anything else. And it just makes driving, just another thing that makes driving this car like really, really enjoyable. Hey, thanks for checking out my video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button and also subscribe. So I've got a motor mount that I'm going to be putting on and a couple other ideas for videos in the future. So again, hit the subscribe, keep up with the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.